look, nobody taught you this in school. Like, they really sat you down for 12 years. 12 years, you know what I'm saying? And not once did they say, hey, here's how money actually works. They taught you the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem. You know how many times I used that since graduation? Zero. Absolute zero, fam. But compound interest, Roth IRAs, how debt be working against you every single day you sleep on it? Nah, they skipped all that, conveniently. And your parents, I ain't disrespecting nobody's people because I love the OGs, but they probably didn't know either. Not because they wasn't smart, because nobody told them. And nobody told the people before them. You see how this work? The rules of money was written by people who already had it. And for a long time, those rules stayed locked up in private schools, country clubs, behind closed doors at dinner tables that most of us was never invited to. Like, they wasn't sending us the invite, you know what I'm saying? This video, this is me kicking that door down. If you ever live paycheck to paycheck, if you ever had to choose between the light bill and groceries and you sitting there like, we eating by candlelight tonight. If you ever felt like wealth is just something that happened to other people and not people like us, then this right here is for you. Being broke is expensive. Nah, I'm serious. Like, think about it for a second. You can't buy in bulk because you ain't got the upfront money. So you paying more per item every single time you go to the store. You ain't got savings, so when that car break down, and you know it's gonna break down, it always break down at the worst time. You gotta put it on a credit card or go to one of them payday loan spots. And now you paying that back with crazy interest on top. You got bad credit, so you paying higher rates on everything. Car loans, apartments, sometimes even phone plans. You literally paying more for the same stuff as somebody who already got money. The system charges you extra for being broke. That ain't a conspiracy theory. That's just math. Cold, hard, disrespectful math. And then, and this is the part that used to make me hot, on top of all that, somebody gonna come on TV or the internet talking about just work harder, cut back on your spending, stop buying coffee. Stop buying coffee. Like that's the reason families struggling. Not wages, not medical bills, not the cost of rent going up every year like it's on a workout plan. Nah, it's the latte. That's what they tell you. Look, I ain't knocking budgeting. Budgeting matters. We gonna talk about it. But I need you to hear this clearly. The problem was never your discipline. The problem was that nobody handed you the playbook. Rich families, and I mean generationally rich, not just donut rich, they pass down knowledge more than they pass down money. They sitting at the dinner table talking about assets and liabilities. They teaching their kids what compound interest is before the kid even got a job. They normalizing investing like it's just something everybody does. 'Cause in their world, it is. Most of us, we never had that conversation at the dinner table. We was having a different conversation. Like, don't leave the lights on and we ain't made of money. Which, respect, that's real too. But it ain't the same thing. So today, right now, we having that conversation. The one we should have had a long time ago. There are two ways, really only two ways to make money in this world. Way number one, you trade your time for money. You go to work, they hand you a check. You stop going to work, the check stop coming. Simple as that. This is what they call active income, and it's how the majority of people on this earth survive their whole lives. Nothing wrong with it. We all start here. But here's the thing about it. Your time is limited. There's only so many hours in a day, only so many years your body gonna hold up. Active income got a ceiling. Your money makes money for you. You put dollars somewhere and those dollars go out and make more dollars while you sleep, while you at the cookout, while you watching the game. The money is working and you ain't even gotta be there. This is called passive income. And this right here is the engine behind almost every wealthy family you ever heard of. The goal, and write this down if you gotta, the goal is to move from way number 1 to way number 2, or at least have both going at the same time. Now here's where most financial advice fail people, especially people in lower income situations. They assume you got thousands of dollars sitting around ready to invest. Like they out here talking about just put $5,000 in an index fund and you sitting there like, who is this man talking to? I feel you. But here's the real secret, and I need you to hear this because this changed my whole perspective. It ain't about how much you start with. It's about starting. Let me show you why. It's something called compound interest, and it is, I'm dead serious, one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Now, whether he really said that or not, I don't know. But whoever said it was not lying. Here's how it works. You put money somewhere it can grow. It earns a return. Let's say 8% a year, which is conservative for the stock market over time. Then the next year, you earn 8% on your original money plus 8% on the money you already earned. Then the year after that, same thing, but bigger. It keeps stacking on itself, like interest on top of interest on top of interest. That's the compound part. Now let me give you real numbers. You invest $25 a month. That's less than $1 a day. At 8% annual return, over 30 years, you would have over $37,000 from $25 a month. But I'm 40. Okay, start now anyway. 20 years at $25 a month is still over $14,000 from basically nothing. But I can barely find $25. We gonna talk about that too. I got you. The point is, compound interest don't care where you from. It don't care what your credit score is or what your parents had. It just needs time and consistency. And time is the one thing you can control by starting today. All right, this is the meat of it right here. 4 things. You build these in order, you're going to be in a completely different position 5 years from now. I'm talking completely different. Stop the bleeding. Before you build anything, you got to stop what's tearing it down. I want you to do something this week. I want you to sit down by yourself, no distractions, maybe after the kids go to sleep or whatever, and write down every single dollar that went out last month. Every bill, every subscription, every fast food run, everything. Not to beat yourself up, not to feel bad, just to see it. Because most people have never actually looked at it, like really looked at it. And I promise you, when you lay it all out, something gonna surprise you. Might be a subscription you forgot you had. Might be how much you spending on convenience, apps, delivery fees, all that. Ain't no judgment, but you need to see it to address it. Now, the biggest wealth killer for families that's struggling, And I mean, the number one thing that keeps people trapped is high interest debt. We talking credit cards at 20, 24, sometimes 29% interest. Payday loans that's even worse. These things are designed to keep you paying forever while barely touching the actual balance. Think about it like this. You got a credit card with $3,000 on it at 24% interest, and you just paying the minimum every month. You could be paying on that thing for 10 years and paying almost double what you originally owed. That ain't a bill, that's a trap. So before you invest a single dollar in anything, your first move is to attack that high interest debt. Here's the method I want you to use. It's called the avalanche method. You list all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You pay the minimum on everything. Then every single extra dollar you can find goes at the highest interest rate debt first. When that one's dead, you roll everything you was paying on it into the next one. It's a snowball rolling downhill. Slow at first, then it start moving. Some people like the snowball method. Pay smallest balance first for the psychological win. That's valid too. Do what keep you motivated. But if you want to save the most money mathematically, avalanche is the move. Okay, so now you seeing where your money going and you attacking that debt. Good. But at the same time, you need to build a wall between you and disaster. That wall is called an emergency fund. Life gon' life, you know what I'm saying? The car gonna break down, somebody gonna get sick, the roof gonna start leaking at the absolute worst moment. Like, why it always leak right before rent due? But that's life. And without a cushion, every single emergency becomes debt, and debt keeps you in the cycle. Your goal, step one, is $1,000. That's it. Just $1,000 sitting somewhere you don't touch unless it's a real emergency. Not, I really want these shoes emergency, a real one. Once you hit $1,000, your next target is 3 months of expenses. Add up what it costs you to live for 1 month. Rent, utilities, food, transportation, all of it, and multiply by 3. That number is your next goal. Now here's a quick thing that a lot of people sleep on, and it's free money just sitting there waiting on you. Where you keep your savings matters. Your regular bank account at a big bank, probably paying you 0.01% interest. That's basically zero. A high yield savings account, you can get one online at places like Marcus by Goldman Sachs, Ally Bank, or SoFi. Those are paying anywhere from 20 to 50 times more interest on the exact same money. Same $1,000, same FDIC insurance, more interest for doing absolutely nothing different except moving the account. That's free money for a 5-minute sign up. Do that. Put your money to work. All right, you cutting the debt, you building the emergency wall. Now it's time to invest. And I know how that word sound, invest. Sound like something for people in suits on Wall Street who be on TV talking about things nobody understand. It's not. I promise you it's not. First place to look, your job's 401k. If your employer offer a 401k and they match your contributions, meaning they put in money when you put in money, and you are not taking full advantage of that match, you are leaving free money on the table every single paycheck. Like if your job matched 3% and you not putting in at least 3%, that's an instant 100% return on that portion of your money. Nothing else in finance, not crypto, not stocks, not nothing, gives you an automatic 100% return. That employer match is the closest thing to free money that legally exists. If you don't have a 401k at work or you want to do more, the next move is a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is, and I need you to really hear this, one of the most powerful tools available to regular people in this country. Here's why. You put money in after taxes, money you already paid tax on, and then everything that money earns over the years, all the growth, all the compound interest stacking up over decades, when you take it out in retirement, the government doesn't touch it. Zero taxes. You can open a Roth IRA with literally $1 at Fidelity or Charles Schwab. No minimums, no Wall Street degree required. You just need a social security number and a bank account. Now, what do you actually invest in once you open it? Keep it simple. Don't try to pick individual stocks. Don't try to day trade. That's how regular people lose money trying to beat professionals whose whole job is this. Index funds. That's it. An index fund is basically a basket that holds tiny pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies all at once. When you buy into an index fund that tracks the S&P 500, for example, you own a little piece of Apple, a little piece of Amazon, a little piece of all kinds of businesses. If one company have a bad year, the others carry it. Over the long run, and I'm talking long run, like 10, 20, 30 years, the broad market has historically returned somewhere around 7 to 10% per year on average. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to watch the market every day. You just have to be consistent and patient. Set it up automatic so money goes in every month and you don't even got to think about it. That's the move. Grow what's coming in. And this one important because the other three only work so well if the income ain't growing too. You can only cut expenses so far. There's a floor. But income ain't got a ceiling. Now, I ain't about to sit here and tell you to go get 3 jobs and grind yourself into the ground. That ain't sustainable. That ain't wealth. That's just exhaustion with a little more money. I'm talking about being strategic. Ask yourself this one question. Really sit with it. What do I know how to do that other people would pay for? You good at her? You fix cars? You cook? You know how to organize spaces? You speak another language? You good with kids? You handy? You know how to do taxes or bookkeeping even a little bit? You good at social media? You take decent photos? Every single one of those is a skill somebody need. And in 2025, it has never been easier to monetize a skill on the side without quitting your job, without a storefront, without much startup money. We talking Nextdoor, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, word of mouth in the neighborhood. The key, and this is where most people miss it, is that any extra money you bring in from a side hustle does not go into your lifestyle. It goes directly into your emergency fund or your investments. The moment you let lifestyle creep catch that money, it disappears. Let me show you the math one more time so it lock in. An extra $200 a month. That's 1 weekend of work, maybe 2 small gigs. Invested consistently over 20 years at 8% return, that's over $118,000 from $200 a month, from what might feel like nothing right now. You ain't got to be rich to start. You got to start to get rich. Hey, I want to slow down for a second because this part right here might be the most important part of the whole video, and most people in finance skip right over it. The psychological weight of being broke is real, and I don't mean that in a soft way. I mean that literally, scientifically. Chronic financial stress does something to your brain. Researchers at Princeton and Harvard did studies on this. What they found was that financial stress, like real active, how am I going to make rent stress, consumes so much of your mental bandwidth that it actually reduces your ability to make good long-term decisions. Your brain is in survival mode. It's focused on right now, this week, this bill. It's like trying to do homework while somebody is banging on a drum right next to your ear. You might get some things done, but you ain't operating at full capacity. And that ain't your fault. That's just how the human brain responds to stress. Any brain. Everybody's brain. So if you ever made a financial decision in the past that didn't make sense in hindsight, bought something you didn't need just to feel a little better for a second, ignored a bill because opening the envelope felt like too much, made a quick money decision because you needed relief right now, that ain't a character flaw. That's what poverty does to the mind over time. It's a tax on thinking. Recognizing that is the first step to getting free from it. Because when you realize it's a system response and not a you problem, you stop beating yourself up and you start making a plan. You are not bad with money. You were never given the tools. Now you got some. And every decision you make from here, that's on you in the best way. Okay, real quick, because I ain't want to leave you out here without this. There are some specific traps that hit hard in low-income communities, and I need to call them out by name. Trap 1, payday loans. I already mentioned this, but I need to say it again. Payday loans, those get $500 today, pay back $600 next Friday spots. The annual interest rate on those things can be 300, 400, sometimes 600%. These places are set up specifically to keep you coming back. They ain't helping you, they harvesting you. Avoid them by any means necessary. Build your emergency fund so you never need to walk in that door. Trap 2, rent to own. You see those places. Get a big screen TV today, just $29.99 a week. By the time you done paying, you paid 3 times what that TV cost in a store. It's a trap in a storefront. If you can't buy it outright, save for it. That TV gonna still be there. Trap 3, the lottery. And look, I ain't trying to be harsh. I buy a ticket sometimes too, I ain't gonna lie. But I need you to understand, the lottery is not a financial plan. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are roughly 1 in 292 million. You know what's not 1 in 292 million? Compound interest working if you invest consistently. That's basically guaranteed over time. Spend a few dollars for fun if you want, but don't count on it. Count on the math. Trap 4, lifestyle creep. This one hit people who do start making more money. You get a raise, you get a better job, and suddenly your spending go up to match it. New car, bigger apartment, more going out, and you right back to zero at the end of the month with a higher income. The secret is to let your lifestyle rise slowly and let your savings and investments rise fast. Every time you get a raise, take half of it and automate it into your investments before you ever see it. You can't miss money you never had in your hands. All right, I know that was a lot, so let me bring it all the way back down to simple. I want you to do 7 things, 1 a day for the next week. That's it. Day 1, write down every expense from last month, every single one. Just get it on paper. Don't judge it, just see it. Day 2, list every debt you got, the balance and the interest rate next to each one. Then put them in order from highest rate to lowest. That's your hit list. Day 3, Google high yield savings account and open one. Marcus, Ally, SoFi, any of them. Free to open, takes like 10 minutes. Day 4, set up an automatic transfer, even if it's $10 or $20 from your checking account into that high yield savings account. Set it on payday so it moves before you can spend it. Out of sight, starting to stack. Day 5. Go to your HR department or your employee portal and find out if your job has a 401k. If they match contributions, sign up today for at minimum whatever percentage they match. That's free money. Don't leave it. Day 6. Go to fidelity.com or schwab.com. Look up Roth IRA. Read the Getting Started page. Just read it. You don't got to open one today, but get familiar. Demystify it. Day 7. Rest. Seriously. And then next week, you do it a little bit more. You up the savings transfer maybe $5. You put a little extra on that top interest debt. You look up one more thing you didn't understand. Small moves, consistent moves. Hey, I got one more thing I need to say, and this one personal. If you got kids or nieces and nephews or younger siblings you look out for, this part is for you. The cycle we've been talking about, the one where financial knowledge stayed locked up in certain families and never reaches others, that cycle breaks with you. You don't have to wait until you got it all figured out to start the conversation with your kids. Talk to them about money. Age appropriately, but talk to them. Explain what a bill is. Explain what saving is. When they get a little older, show them compound interest on a calculator. Let them see you doing this stuff. Because the dinner table conversation you never had, you can be the one who starts it. And when your kid is grown, they ain't gonna have to watch a video like this to learn the basics. They gonna already know because you told them. That's generational wealth. Not just dollars, knowledge. That's the real inheritance. Look, the untold story of money ain't complicated. It really ain't. It was just told to the wrong people in the wrong rooms for way too long. You belong in that room. Your family belong in that room. Save this video. Share it with your people. Your cousin who working 2 jobs and still coming up short. Your mama who always says she ain't good with money. Your homie who keeps saying he gon' start investing one day. Send it to him. Because the more people who know this, the harder the cycle is to keep going.